No one knows Wildcats basketball like our very own Kentucky insider Dick Gabriel, who launched the first sports talk show in Central Kentucky back in 1980. And Dick, as you know, players at Kentucky, they can't hide from criticism, and the Harrison twins received more than their share this season. Back-to-back losses to Arkansas and South Carolina may have been the low point for them. What sparked the turnaround for those two?
Believe it or not, it was their father. He could tell they weren't happy. They weren't playing the way he knew they could play. So he came to town and talked to them and said, don't worry about the future. Whenever you try for the NBA, he said, you don't have to support the family. I've got that covered. Just play ball. When they relaxed, they were happier. Everybody else around them started playing better. And it was just in time for the postseason.
Dick, with Willie Cauley-Stein out, Marcus Lee has picked a good time to emerge as an X factor for UK. But which do you expect to see tonight? The one who scored a total of 14 points in the last two games, or the one who averages 2.5 points and 1.5 rebounds all season?
Well, Connecticut obviously knows about him now, so they'll put a body on him. And Lee has had opportunities to play earlier, just didn't make the most of it. But he's certainly made the most of it now. And they're going to need his minutes because Cauley-Stein, as you said, was a big loss.
All right, so Drew Nicholas joins us now in studio to talk about these two coaches. And Drew, which do you think is the best in-game coach of these two?
I've got to give it to Kevin Ollie. When I look at him, his experience of being a former player, I think has really helped him. He sees the game in ways in which a lot of other coaches can't. I think he completely out-dominated Coach Billy Donovan in that national semifinal game. And I think the biggest turning point of that game was when Kevin Ollie decided to go small ball with Niels Gaffai at the 4 and DeAndre Daniels at the 5. They spread Florida's bigs out. Shabazz Napier was able to get into the lane whenever he wanted to either score or pass the basketball outside for three-point shots, something that the Florida bigs couldn't get to.
Kevin Ollie did a great job against Florida, obviously, and picked up a lot of knowledge playing in the NBA when he was with the Sixers, and so was Calipari as an assistant coach. But Calipari's got to deal with something that Ollie doesn't, and that's trying to put freshmen out there, game slippage from practice, game slippage from the timeout huddles. These kids forget about what he's told them from the time it takes them to break the huddle to walk out on the floor. So the fact that Calipari has got this freshman-laden team in the championship game, short of all the veterans Kevin Ollie has, I think speaks pretty well for his coaching ability.
Well, one of the things about Coach Calipari when I watch Kentucky play is I feel like he just throws the basketball out and lets those guys go play. One of the things that Coach Cal has to do is I think he's got to be a little bit better in terms of coming out of timeouts, drawing up plays that guys can remember, like you talked about. And if he can do those kinds of things, I think Coach Cal has been good. But Coach Cal is obviously a great motivator. He does a great job at managing all these guys' personalities because a lot of these guys are thinking about going to the NBA and things like that. But I think Kevin Ollie, he's going to have some tweaks up his sleeve come Monday night in order to try to win this basketball game.
Well, you took Calipari's term, the tweaks. He talked about that going into the postseason 2 or 3 different times. There are going to be tweaks for this team. It's part head game, but you can see a difference in the way he's managing this team right now. And you're right, Kevin Ollie is a good X's and O's guy. But I think Calipari has given short shrift on that kind of thing. In fact, he drew up the play at the end of the game that, at the end of the Wisconsin game, and it broke down, but his kids made something out of it, which I think also goes back to coaching. But if you'll check the way his team played early in the year, it looked like he did just roll the ball out and let him play, and it didn't work. So whatever he's changed in practice, it is certainly working now.
Well, it's working for both of these programs. They get to the championship game. And interesting enough, Ollie would be the first-year coach to win the title since Steve Fisher back in 1989 if UConn can win. All right, he's our insider from Kentucky, Dick Gabriel. Thanks very much. Enjoy the game tonight.
Thanks, you bet.